Welcome back to Watkins DIY. We have a really big update to show you all. During the holidays, we had 2 long weekends, which means Dad and I both got to get a bunch of stuff done on this bus. Dad, what did you get done?
I did all the paint and body work on the back corner, the right back corner. Fixed all the dents and we painted a bunch of stuff.
So while Dad was doing that, I was working on the rear lights, which you can see in the video linked above. But check it out. This is the real paint. It's all done. It wasn't without its tests and trials though. Dad and I had noticed afterwards, when we were all done painting, that we made a mistake on this door right here. And we actually had to take the whole door off after it was painted. And as Dad can tell you, that sucked.
It was a pain. It really was. We're trying so hard not to scratch it or chip off anything we just did. But it made the lines way nicer. They're really tight. It was just shifted wrong.
So now that you've seen what we got done over those 2 awesome long weekends, keep following along to see how we did it.
When Jonathan and I went to go try and pick this bus up in the woods, we hired Buckler's Towing to come help us. They have a big semi truck that can handle the weight, and they have a special trailer with a winch on it. They think they could get it winched out of the woods. And we were there with Jonathan's truck, his pickup truck, and some chains. We brought all kinds of stuff that we thought we would need to help. And we waited. The man showed up right on time. His name was Danny, or Daniel, but I don't know. I call him Danny. I thought he introduced himself as Danny. I can't remember. And he's about a kid about Jonathan's age. But he came and he backed his truck down into the field, and we were told that it should roll pretty easy. Well, the right rear wheel was locked up. The brakes locked up. And it was in neutral, but it was just, and after years of sitting, it was almost sitting on top of a mound of dirt. It wasn't very good, and we worked hard. Okay, and this kid really was determined to get this bus on his trailer. He said he's not leaving till it's on there. And we're all working. We're trying to jostle it back and forth. And through the course of these 3-4 hours it took to get the thing in position, this man Danny started calling me Dad. Okay, he'd shout out from where he was because he couldn't see. Dad, how we doing? And then Jonathan's also there. Dad, how's this? Dad, can you see what's going on that side? Dad, why don't you drive the bus? I'll drive the truck. Danny's going to pull with the winch. All type of stuff. Okay, and then every time one of the 2 boys needed something or wanted me to look at something, it's always, hey, Dad, can you come look at this? And I felt pretty good about that. I got my own son there, but then this man, who I've never met before, maybe he sees me as like a dad-type quality person that he can call Dad. And through about the last hour or so, he's just, hey, Dad, how's this look? I can't see over there. Can you watch my truck? Hey, Dad, what's over there? That type stuff. We finally get the thing loaded, and we get going down the highway, and we're on the major highway coming home. And I talked to Jonathan about it. I goes, yeah, I noticed how Danny was calling me Dad. And Jonathan goes, oh, yeah, he asked me. He wanted to make sure you're not upset about that. I said, no, I'm not upset about that at all. It's kind of nice that I have these like dad-like qualities that some guy I just met would call me Dad. Jonathan goes, don't read too much into it, Dad. He forgot your name. I have a kind of a 2.5 day weekend. I had to work this morning for half day. Today's Saturday. I have today, I have tomorrow, and I have Monday off. So I'm planning on painting parts of this bus. I did this stuff earlier. I got the red painted, the red prepped for paint. I got underneath here, I got behind, back and forth, down, got the side ready to go. I'm painting the red today. I'm going to try and paint some white tomorrow. And then on Monday it will be kind of a put together day. We'll put the lights back in, put the panels back on. Jonathan, I think, has some stuff up top that he can put on. And I might go down the sides a little bit more. So that's what we're up to today. Alright, let's watch. I'm trying to talk Jonathan and Katie into, for next Christmas, we'll put some garland on it and see if they can deliver Santa Claus someplace to where the kids are, in a red, white, and green bus with a green garland. But I don't know, we have a whole year to wait for that now. So anyway, I'm gonna shut this, I'm gonna tack rag this, shut this off, tack rag it, and then hook up my iPhone and start painting. You probably saw in a previous video that John and Kate spent a week working on the home workshop that he has. And the reason for that is he needs to start working on the inside, and he needs a place to do it. And his shop was a little bit of a disarray. That's putting it mildly. He couldn't even turn around. And now he's going to need to be able to get to his machines and start making the interior of this bus. My days on this bus are starting to come to a close. I have 2 sides to go down just below the silver sides. I got a front to do, and then repaint the silver sides, and that's it for me, unless they need a little help holding something or figuring out where to make put the, what they call them, gray tanks or white tanks, or I don't know, whatever the drains go to. He's got to do that. I can't cut a 2x4 straight to save me. Not to say that you won't see me anymore. I'll be there's a couple other projects. We have the Mustang that Jonathan and Kate bought from Bill O'Connell, our friend in Florida. We also have the Jonathan's Corvette. I have my MR2. There's still lots of projects, but my time on this bus is shorter than the days behind me, and I'm going to finish it up. So he needs to. You'll start working on the inside, and you'll start seeing more of John and Kate and less of me, which might make a lot of you guys happy. But that's what's going to happen. Luckily, they got their shop back in order. I got the red like I wanted on. I already pulled the edge tape so that it makes a softer edge. If you let it dry overnight, the clear coat dries right on that tape. When you pull the tape, it leaves a kind of a really hard edge. If you take it off while it's still soaking wet, if you did your job right, there shouldn't be a lot of dirt on there falling into it. But if you take it off while it's soaking wet, the clear coat kind of softens itself. It makes a nice smooth edge. One of the followers mentioned that the edges look great. Why you need a pinstripe on it? Well, that's what you pull the paper while it's a little soaking wet. We redesigned this line. The other one, if you can remember, just goes swooping up. And Jonathan didn't like that. He wanted something a little more artsy-fartsy, so he did this. And he loves it. And so I will now try and duplicate it on the other side. Tomorrow I'm going to paint the white. Tape off all this beautiful red. Paint the white. And try and do a little more bodywork down the side maybe. Maybe I can get down to the next cutoff for the white. We'll see. It's going to be a longer day for me. I had to work this morning for the body shop. So there you have it. That's the end of day 1. What I'm doing is when we sandblasted the bus, I don't know if you guys want to go back, I don't know, the videos from the summer, you'll see us all sandblasting the whole side of the bus. And we spent a good, I think, a solid day. Jonathan went out and bought like 30 bags of sandblasting sand, and we just kept blasting, kept going right down the side, down one side, up on the roof, across the back. It was just all day sandblasting, and it wasn't fun. And then what wasn't recorded was the 2-3 hours of us sweeping up 30 bags of sandblasting sand off the ground and shoveling it into the low spots that are in the back compound or in a back driveway that's dirt, and just filling up all those low spots. But what we had was these rubber, I guess mud shields, guard shields. I don't know what you'd call them in the bus world. I call them, in my world, they'd be fender flares. Okay, but I don't know what they call them in the bus world. But these were still on, and we sandblasted up to them. Well, we have since taken them off because they were junk. We're going to get new ones. But I have to sandblast this now and get all this oxidation off the aluminum. I don't want to just cover it up. I know it's all hidden, but it's best not to just cover it up again. Just sandblast the oxidation off, get some etching primer on there, and get some regular primer on it.
So that's what I'm going to do right now.
There you go. I think that one's just about done. Now, if you run your hand over it, you still feel it's a little high. Okay, I'm not saying it's totally flat yet. Because what I'm going to do, here's a little pro tip for you. I'm going to cheat. It's not really a cheat, it's actually a technique. Go up to lighter grit. I'm starting with 80 grit now. Leave it a little high, switch to like 180, and get it down flat. That way you're not trying to chase 80 grit scratches. You are just got to chase 180 grit scratches. And it's a lot easier to fill 180 grit scratches than 80. Okay? The second pro tip I'm going to give you, don't wait till this stuff's rock hard. Like, don't let it sit overnight. While it's still kind of soft, start now. That way it sands a little easier. You stand too soon though, it clogs your paper. So there's your second pro tip.
Okay, so now that we're back onto kind of a normal routine, you know, every weekend or so, what's the next thing that you want to work on?
Well, I want to work on this, finish going down this side. Finish up, I want to do the red on the bottom, white on the top. I want to take that plaque off, you want to say, that really cool plaque you want. And I already did most of this body work in the summer, remember? So it shouldn't be much to paint the white. The lower part is going to take a little bit more to it, I guess.
Okay. So, and then just don't forget, I want to try to cut into this between the rivets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're going to take a plasma cutter. That's right.
Wait, why are we cutting into the bus?